Okay, this video is something that I've recorded and recorded a couple of different times and just not been happy with it. So let's just dive right in because I am determined. So the last time I'm going to try to get this all out. Basically, it's about my health. I have a condition known as Hashimotos thyroiditis. You probably know a few other people, especially in the YouTube community, that also have the same problem. Hashimoto's thyroiditis is basically where your body is attacking a little butterfly-shaped gland right in here called your thyroid. Your thyroid is a gland that helps pretty much every system in your body to work. So when it's not working properly, it throws everything out of whack. For me, symptoms have included everything from joint pain, swelling, brain fog, lack of concentration, forgetfulness, mood swings, depression, anxiety, just to name a few. I started out about almost 13 years ago. I was pregnant with my second child and not feeling well, and was getting sick all the time. Didn't know what was going on, kept blaming it on pregnancy, thinking, well, maybe depressed immune system while you're pregnant. Had him, still kept having the issues. Felt dreadful, had postpartum depression, and I'm hoping you guys can hear me because it is a bit breezy out here today. So anyway, my doctor ran some blood work and discovered that I had a low thyroid. So she put me on medication. They played around with it a little bit and found out, or got me to what was considered the therapeutic level. Okay, I felt better for probably about 6 months after that. Then I slowly started to get worse again. Fast forward that I had another child and continued to have issues. Went back to my doctor multiple times and kept getting kind of brushed off. I'm depressed. You might be depressed. Here, take some depression medication. Oh, you have anxiety. Here's some anxiety medication. There's nothing else that we can figure out that's wrong with you. You're not diabetic. You're not anemic. Your vitamin D levels are fine. There was just nothing they could do. I was a busy, stressed out mom. That was pretty much, that was actually almost word for word the excuse that I got from my doctor. About 2.5 years ago, my mother was doing some research for my dad, who has celiac, which I also carry the gene for. And it is there's a genetic component, celiac, which is where your body attacks itself due to being exposed to gluten, is what celiac is. But anyway, sorry, I was just double checking the time. Don't want to be too long-winded today. And she found that there are functional medicine doctors out there, which are all basically alternative medicine, and that they may be able to help. So I went to see one. Now, they're not covered by insurance, so I had to be paid out of pocket. And they ran a whole lot of tests, everything from my thyroid antibodies to my T3, my T4, my reverse T3, my reverse T4, my cortisol levels. They also did a fecal test, and they found a couple of things. One, I have Hashimotos. 90% of people with low thyroid actually have Hashimotos. The other thing is they found that I had H. pylori growing in my small intestine, so that we needed to get rid of that because that was causing inflammation in my body. And so I was given natural, basically natural antibiotic type things. First we started out with garlic oil, then we started doing oil of oregano, lots of probiotics, digestive enzymes, as well as diet changes. I went from pretty much eating healthy, but eating pasta and things like that, to where I was eating everything gluten-free. I needed to eat as clean as possible, avoid boxed foods, so no gluten, no dairy, no corn, and eliminate sugar as much as possible. So sugar, using natural sugars in very small amounts, such as honey or maple syrup. And I lost weight, and I didn't lose a ton of weight. I lost weight, but I lost more inches. My body was no longer swollen and inflamed. So I started, and probably about a year after I saw him, I was actually feeling about 50 to 60% better. Fast forward again, and we were surprised, and we got custody of my husband's 16-year-old child. Now, having a new 16-year-old teenager in your house that had it kind of rough, was definitely a family stressor. We love him to death. I truly do. He's a wonderful kid. But it was a big change for all of the family, and that stress combined with me sloughing off on my diet, and having some additional stressors that happened for us just threw me, I guess you would call it a big flare up, my Hashimotos. So again, I went back to the doctor. The doctor told me that Hashimoto's is an event, it is not a disease, and that pretty much everything is in my head. So that doctor's not my doctor anymore. I have been seeing for the last 6 months an endocrinologist who has adjusted my medication accordingly and is now has run a cortisol test, which was a low normal. So now he's going to do an adrenal test where I've got to go have an IV put in my arm, and they got to stimulate my adrenal glands and do all that. But with the severe joint pain that I've been having, he's recommended that I go see a rheumatologist. I'm not a big fan of medication, so I'm really hoping that we can go as a natural little route as possible with this. That being said, it's a big challenge dealing with any type of chronic ailment. And I just want to encourage others out there to, look at your diet, do research, because you don't just have to take a pill. And don't take that it's in your head or they don't know as an answer. Go find somebody that's going to help you look deeper to find out. It took me 10 years before I found somebody to tell me what was going on with me. Having that answer, now they're wondering if there's more than that. And I want to keep looking, because I don't just want to Band-Aid it. I want to know the cause and how I can heal it. I want to be able to heal it with food and supplements and just, living a better, healthier lifestyle, to let my body heal itself and not continue to damage it. And I really want other people to look at that too. There's hope. And some days that's all I have to hold on to whenever I'm having a bad day, is the hope that, I'm going to keep fighting. I'm not going to give up. And my husband's right there with me. So is my mom. They've both been a great support, going through this and trying to figure out what's going on with me and why do I have the issues that I've been having. And homesteading is probably one of the best things that I've ever done to help, because I am able to, grow a lot of my food, and it's clean, and I know where it came from, and I know that there's no additional additives because I'm the only one adding anything to it. And there's no pesticides on my food. I don't use it. And I use organic compost, so that way I'm not having to worry about that end either. As well as using a healthy soil. A lot of products, are not grown in very healthy soils, so they're mineral deficient, even though they've been genetically modified to grow. And and I don't have to worry about that because I have good healthy soil. I'm feeding my plants, so they're going to be able to feed me better, to give me the nutrition and my family the nutrition that they need. So I think I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all very much for listening to me, and I pray for everyone to on their journey as well when they're dealing with things like this. But I'll see you guys. Have a good one.